the first ever Nepalese player to play at the Chess World Cup.
Wow. Yeah, he must be very proud of himself. Yeah, and he should be. He should be as one of the best Nepalese players, and to be able to represent the country in this prestigious World Cup. I think everyone has to be proud of him.
Right. And guys, you can also Google these names who are playing on the top boards, and you will read about stories where they have been trying to sort of get to the tournament. They wanted to raise funds. There's someone who supported them, and it's such amazing stories you will find how they have worked hard and prepared. For now, Rupesh is taking on Gadir Gusenov, and Guseinov is a very famous Azeri player, a local favorite.
Yep, local pride, local favorite. And let's take a look at the game. So we start with the Sicilian, and this Jeffrey has become very popular recently. I think ever since Wesley So had his courses, and then he recommends this Jeffrey against E6. Yeah, he recommends this system, and this one we can transpose to many openings. Before we play E6, before we play E5, it can be some sort of reti, King's Indian attack. It also can be it can be transposed from anything. So E5 is one of the main moves. Just to.
I mean, why would he want to spend another tempo, right? Because his pawn is already developed. Why do you want to put another move and move it again?
Is to prevent E5 itself, because then white will have a very good space advantage in the king side.
So if he does this, white would like to push the pawn, and so Gadir says, even at the cost of a move, I'm ready to play E5. He castles, bishop comes out, pawn up to C3. He also castles, and now knight A3.
I think I had exactly a game like this a few months ago in a tournament. It went so well until I just lost on time in the end.
You were white?
I was white, I think I exactly played this idea. I think with or without A4, because this can be interchangeable, because you can play it later, you can play it now before knight A3. So, but the idea, the setup and everything else is quite similar. So you want to transpose your knight to C2, and then at some point you want to prepare with D4.
Oh, you can also bring your rook here and play D4. And once you get D4, it's very tricky for black to meet it, right? Because if he takes, eventually he could be left with a backward pawn.
Backward pawn is a nightmare in the endgame especially, and most of the players will try to avoid it. So now I think it is time for white to, white is already planning this, and then black has to anticipate it, whether or not to play D5 at this point.
You mean you can directly go D5?
Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting move. But I didn't. Does that drop a pawn perhaps with this?
I mean, we need some preparation.
You can take with the queen as well.
We take with the queen, and then probably D4 is the move here. So. Or maybe not.
It can get very sharp.
It can get very sharp.
Because this bishop is looking at the queen.
But I'm sure D5 is one of the ideas.
Right.
So it's just a matter of time when black will be able to play it. Maybe it's rook e8.
He first plays rook e8.
Yes.
So that this pawn remains defended. And I think his idea is
D5.
To go D5.
That's the whole reason why black is holding off on D6. Because, naturally, you would like to get your bishop on c8 out, but there's always a time for that. So maybe it's better to prepare for this d5. And meanwhile, white is also preparing to attack on e5.
Rupesh is like, hey, I have two knights here. I'm also lining up my queen and rook. Dare you play d5? I'm going to get this pawn. And so Guseinov just plays d6. Very calm little move. And just has played this nice little move, and I think that's a battle between black going d5 or not. And now Rupesh is sort of sitting there trying to figure out what his next plan should be.
Yes, planning is important. As we know it, bad plan is better than no plan at all, right? So, but here in this stage of the opening, there are so many plans that you can choose from, to allow d5 or not to allow d5, or to focus on d4, or actually probably h3 here just to stop bishop g4 at all costs, and yeah, or a4,
or
and
A4,
yeah,
yes.
and then
Cementing the knight here.
yes, because at some point this knight can be kicked out by playing b5. So white has a few choices here.
Right. So okay, this is getting very interesting.